Hello everyone. These videos are designed to learn the target vocabulary in one story. Please subscribe the channel if you like this alternative way to learn English. In this video, we will tell the story in English first, followed by your local language for test by yourself. Let's start. In the sprawling metropolis of New Haven in the year 2147, the line between progress and atrocity was often blurred. Alice, a former ballet dancer turned political activist, and Alan, a seasoned investigator with the Federal Ethics Committee, found themselves entangled in a conspiracy that threatened the very core of their society. As the autumn winds swept through the towering skyscrapers, Alice stood before the crowded assembly, her voice echoing over the audio system. She spoke of aspiration and change, her speech filled with an assertion of rights and calls for assistance. The assembly was her platform, her moment to assert her beliefs against the governmental atrocity that had recently come to light. Alan, observing from a distance, noted her athletic grace and the awareness she brought to every gesture. He had been assigned to oversee the audit of the recent electoral process, which had shown discrepancies alarming enough to suggest an assassination of democracy itself. These findings had prompted him to delve deeper, uncovering layers of deceit that had permeated the electoral system. In the dim light of his basement office, Alan examined the barrel of evidence that had piled up. Balanced sheets, bargain agreements hidden beneath layers of bureaucracy, and a list of beneficiaries that read like a who's who of the political elite. The recent election, a culmination of dreams for many, now smelled of bass and corruption. The ballot boxes, supposed badges of democracy, had been tampered with, the beams of truth manipulated by shadowy figures. Alice received a mysterious backup drive after the assembly, containing astonishing evidence linking top officials to a network of illegal asylum trades. The data was authentic, beyond doubt, sourced from a whistleblower who had barely escaped with his life. This whistleblower had worked within one of the most secretive government departments, risking everything to bring the truth to light. Alice and Alan met under the cover of night beside the reflective waters of Emerald Bay. She shared the encrypted files, revealing the depth of the conspiracy. They knew they had to assemble a team, a backup against the forces they were up against. Alice felt an attachment to Alan, his earnestness, and his unwavering dedication to justice. They worked tirelessly, the audio recordings and digital proofs painting a grim picture of manipulation and greed. Alan's assertion that the trail led to the highest offices in the land was no longer a mere assumption. It was an asserted fact. As the story broke out, the city was in uproar. Protests erupted, demanding autonomy and accountability. Alice's assertions on public platforms had ignited a fire within the hearts of the citizens. Her aspirations for a fair society now echoed by thousands. Alan, using his authority and resources, facilitated the arrests of several key figures. The auction of democracy was over, and the assets of the corrupt were frozen. With the dawn, there was an uneasy peace. The assault on the people's rights had been abated, but the path forward was layered with challenges. Alice and Alan, now regarded as heroes, were aware that true change was a slow process. They had attained a significant victory, yet the battlefield remained. The beasts of corruption were caged, but not vanquished. Alice looked to the banner of New Haven, now hanging proudly beside the city hall, a beacon of hope. Alan, ever the realist, prepared for the next challenge. They had assured the public of a new era, one where autonomy and integrity would lead the way. The bay reflected the first beams of sunlight as Alice and Alan watched from the city's edge. The awkward beginnings of their partnership had blossomed into a powerful alliance. They knew the road ahead was long, their efforts just the first stride toward a truly balanced society. The beverage in their hands, a simple Bass ale, was a toast to their shared beloved city, a city they were determined to protect, no matter the cost. As they looked out over the city, Alice turned to Alan, a slight smile playing on her lips. "The bargain we've struck with destiny isn't over yet, is it?" Alan shook his head, the badge of his office catching the morning light. "No, Alice, it's just beginning." And with that, they turned back to the world, ready to face whatever came next, backed by the truth and each other. In the shadowed corners of New Haven's political scene, Marcus Reed, a former audio technician at City Hall, unwittingly became the linchpin in unraveling deep-seated corruption. His role, seemingly mundane, involved ensuring clarity and security in the communications of official proceedings. Yet one late autumn evening, while performing routine checks, he stumbled upon an astonishing file left in an unsecured folder. It contained hints of bargain and illicit deals about the recent auction of city assets, revealing a web of deception at the highest levels. Driven by a surge of aspiration to expose the rot within the administration, Marcus copied the damning evidence onto his personal backup drive. Holding such explosive information made him a powerful yet vulnerable figure in the unfolding drama. The following day, Marcus sought out Alice, known for her fervent advocacy for justice at numerous public assemblies. He found her at a rally near Emerald Bay and discreetly handed her the backup drive. The weight of the responsibility now transferred to Alice was palpable as she acknowledged the gravity of the evidence. Alice immediately recognized the potential impact of Marcus's findings. She knew she needed the expertise and authority of Alan, a seasoned investigator, to ensure proper handling and protection for Marcus. Together, Alice and Alan delved into the evidence late into the night. The files painted a grim picture of betrayal and deceit, implicating even the most beloved institutions of the city. They knew they had to assemble a dedicated team to dig deeper and fully expose the corruption, spurred on by Marcus's bravery in bringing the truth to light. As the first light of dawn crept over New Haven, the gravity of their task was clear. Yet with Marcus's bold action in coming forward, they were armed with the benchmark evidence needed to challenge the corrupt status quo. The files would serve as the foundation for their strategy to restore autonomy and integrity to New Haven, marking just the beginning of their fight to cleanse the city of its hidden scourge. The story ends here. We suggest you to watch it again, review the vocabulary, and then subscribe to our channel.